Okay, we're continuing on in our exponent notes. Today we're going to be talking about powers of powers. So, remember our golden rule here of when in doubt, write it out. So, 2 cubed squared would mean 2. Oh my goodness, 2 cubed times 2 cubed. So that's like 2 times 2 times 2 to represent that first 2 cubed, times 2 times 2 times 2 to represent that second 2 cubed, and altogether I have 6 of them. So the shortcut, the rule, when multiplying with the same, when you take a power to a power, you keep that base and you multiply the powers. We're still doing x to the a power and taking that to the b power, but the shortcut is that we can multiply those exponents. So let's try some examples. If I have 4 squared cubed, that means I have like 4 squared times 4 squared times 4 squared. If you remember our product rule, we can just add those exponents together to get 4 to the 6th power, or the new rule we learned, a power to a power, means that I can multiply those. If you look at example 2, we can multiply the 2 and the 0 to get 0, and anything to the 0 power is 1. If you look at this next example, example number 3, this 8 is touching the parentheses, which means we're going to take everything in the parentheses to the 8th power, including the 2. And the shortcut is that I can multiply exponents, but remember, I'm not multiplying the 2 times 8. I'm doing 2 to the 8th power, and then I'm doing x to the 4th to the 8th power. So we have 2 to the 8th power, and then we have x to the 4th to the 8th power, and that's when I can multiply as my shortcut. And that would be your answer, unless you want to multiply 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 8 times and write a bigger number right there as the coefficient. That would be fine, depending on, I guess, what the directions say and what form they want the answer in. All right, right here I've got 2 to the 3rd power times 2 to the 3rd power times 2 to the 3rd power times 2 to the 5th power. You could do it this way. That's a fun way to do it. And then look how many exponents you have all together. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 5 would be 14. Or if you want to, you can use the shortcut on that first part there and multiply the exponents and then do 2 to the 9th times 2 to the 5th. But you would still add those exponents, wouldn't you? So you'd get 2 to the 14th. For this last one, I'm going to multiply these exponents as my shortcut. So I have negative 3 to the 8th power. All right, I'm going to circle my answers. And in some of these cases, depending on what the directions say, you could multiply, like your answer to number 1, you could actually do 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 and get a really big number. You could use your calculator for that. Or for number 5, you could multiply negative 3 times negative 3 8 times and see what you get for that answer. It just depends on what the question is asking for, so you'd want to read your directions very carefully. Thanks for watching.